All right. Welcome back to Last Second Sports, where we are giving you our take down to the last second. And tonight, it is all about you. Normally, I have an intro ready to go, some things to talk about, give you time to pile up, but I've already got 7 of you waiting. So I'm going to get right to your calls right now. So here's the order in case you cannot wait for any reason. It is Mav, then Mr. Mike Miller, then Bay, then Korean 49er, then Shardal. So that is the order. Hopefully, you guys can wait. And then after that, I've got Noah and Grace. So if you guys can hang tight, that would be fantastic. If not, totally understand. But I want to be mindful of your guys' time and be respectful of your guys' time. So that being said, let me switch this over. Let me bring in Mav. Hold up. What's up, Mav?
Hello.
How you doing? How you doing?
I always feel like I have to sigh because there's a terrible, sad time to be a 49ers fan because I feel like a lot of us see the writing on the wall. And the writing on the wall is that we're probably going to lose this game. But for the positive, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to say a hot take. And I think the Falcons are going to beat the Saints.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. I did not see that coming. I really didn't see that coming.
The Saints offense is anemic. Like I watched them play the Panthers and it's just like, oh my Lord, this is horrible to watch. I like the Falcons' weapons. I like what they have offensively, and I think that eventually that defense isn't going to be able to hold up. If you watch that Panthers game, I feel like if the Panthers have any semblance of a better offensive line, they have a chance. And for the lack of talent at the quarterback position that they have, I wasn't impressed with how the Saints played. I don't want to rely on the Falcons. Please, trust me, I don't.
No,
But
I don't think anybody wants to rely on the Falcons.
the 49ers, I don't see them winning. And a lot of it has to do with, it's not even just the offense for me. It's the fact that Odell Beckham and Sony Michel just really turned it on for the Rams. The last time we played them, this Rams team was a team that didn't really have their offense set in stone yet. There was a lot of like moving pieces. Sean McVay was still trying to figure out what he's supposed to do with Matthew Stafford. They've kind of went back to that traditional, like where they have Jared Goff and they rely a lot more on their run game than they have in the past. I don't know what the 49ers are going to do in this situation, especially with the COVID problems that are plaguing the CB room. I want to be optimistic and say that Jimmy or Trey can win this game, but just saying the fact that, oh, Kyle Shanahan usually beats Sean McVay just isn't a good enough argument for us to win. And if Elijah Mitchell doesn't play, I think it's over. I think it's wraps. Before all of this starts, I just want to say that this season does not fall on Trey Lance if he starts and has a bad game. The season falls on wasting your first 2 months of the season. That's just the truth. Those first 2 months of the season are the only reason we're in this position. And it's hard for teams to come back when you put yourself in such a deep hole in the first place. I don't think anyone's going to get fired over the season, but I think that what has happened this season is a fireable offense. I think people want to say that this team, we kind of feel like we should make the playoffs because you look at the talent on this team and you're like, yeah, we're a playoff
100%.
team.
100%.
But when you sit here and you look at other teams, I look at other teams like the Vikings. That looks like a playoff team on paper, if you ask me. There's other teams with tons of talent that don't make the playoffs. And it's sad because I feel like we're going to be that team this year, that talented team where you look at the roster and you're like, yeah, this team should be in other than the Eagles, but they're not.
You know what's crazy is, so you're right. And the 49ers have beaten the Vikings, which for the most part were a pretty good team throughout the year. The Eagles have already clinched, and the Niners have a head-to-head win over them. That's what's insane is the Niners are either the 6th seed. I mean, they could be the 7th seed technically, but most likely they're either the 6th or they're out. Like that's most likely the two options. So it's crazy that if they win, they're the 6th seed because they own the tiebreaker. But if they lose, and even if the Eagles lose, they don't own that tiebreaker because it's a 3-way tie if the Saints win. So yeah, it's a bad situation to be in. It really is. And I hate to say it, but I'm there with you. I don't see the 49ers beating the Rams. Now, to be fair, I didn't see them beating them earlier in the year either. So don't take my prediction as gold by any means. But I'm also not as confident that the Falcons are going to get it done. So I love your scenario. I hope it plays out if the 49ers lose, but man, I just don't I don't trust them. I don't trust them.
Oh. Yeah, it's just kind of you're just in a really rough spot. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah,
This is what happens when you lose games that you should win. I feel like once this season's over, you're gonna look back at those two Seattle matchups and when you play Colt McCoy and you're just like, you got to get it done in those spots. You have to.
for sure.
You can
Yeah.
look at that Titans game. The Titans are a team that we should have beat. We outplayed. I feel like every game we've lost, you've sat there and watched, and you're like, we're outplaying this team. How are we losing? Other than maybe the Colt McCoy game, you're watching and you're like, I watched the Titans game and I was like, I can't believe that we're truly losing right now because it felt like we were winning.
It happened all
Um,
season long. And just before you get out of here, I gotta hold everybody to 5 tonight just because it's so stacked up. But before you get out of here, I want to make this point because you just brought it up and I want to hammer it home. 49ers are 2-5 in games decided by 7 points or less. That's the difference in the season. They have not found a way to win the close games. Good teams win close games more often than not. And the 49ers have proven for the most part of this season, they are not one of those teams that deserves to be there. That's why they are fighting for their lives. Before I let you go, what is the score prediction for Sunday?
I think the Rams defense holds us. I'm going without corners, I'm going 27-17. And then for my hot take, I have the Falcons beating the Saints 28-21.
Okay, I like it. Hey, if that happens, I'm all for it. Mav, call in next week. Claim your throne if that happens. I can't go. I can't go, but I love the optimism on it. I really
All
do.
right.
All
Thanks,
right,
man.
brother. Have a good one. All right. Let me get to my guy, Mr. Mike Miller. I know he's on fire tonight. I know he's on fire tonight. What's going on, Mike?
I'm hanging in there.
Hanging in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
you got some personal things going on, brother.
I got something bad
Obviously,
going on and it's getting
yeah.
worse by the minute.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. I really am.
And but what does the Rams have to play for, right? The number 1 seat, right?
Yeah.
They can't lose out on the number 2 seat regardless, right?
Well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. No. I think the Packers have locked up the number 1 seed. I
Have
think
they?
maybe not.
There's
Maybe
only
not.
one game difference between the two.
But here's what I'll say: they are for sure playing for a home game in the playoffs because if they lose and Arizona wins the division. So they're playing for a home game in the playoffs.
Okay, and Arizona's playing at the same time we are then.
Yeah.
So that
and so are the
scenario
Saints.
stopped
So are
ahead.
the Saints, by the way. Yep.
Okay, I was hoping that they had nothing to play for by the time the game came along and they went on ahead and set their starters, but that's not the case now.
Nope.
So, but no, my only pet peeve tonight is I wish Jimmy G and George Kittle a good farewell. They like each other that much. Kick both of their asses on out this offseason. I mean, I'm sick and tired of George Kittle trying to trash a rookie as much as he is. You know, sorry, Brandon Ayuk gets more catches than you do because he gets open more than you do when Trey's playing. That's the whole reason. It ain't the Trey ain't seeing you. You just ain't getting open. I understand you're Jimmy G's little butt buddy, and he's going to go to you more than normal, and that's just the way it is. And that's about all I really have to say. Other than I hope and pray to God that Trey Lance plays and gets another victory for my dad. So
Hey,
that's what
there
I'm
you go,
hoping
man.
for.
There you go. Well, you kind of let the cat out of the bag. I just want to let you know, on a personal level, I'm praying for you again.
Yeah.
You've always supported the channel way more than you ever had to, brother.
It's getting bad because he's unresponsive now. So you've dealt with it, so you know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, for me, when my dad passed, it's been a little over 3 years now. It was sudden.
Was it cancer or is there something sudden?
No, it was sudden. He just passed in his sleep out of nowhere, 58 years old. That was it. So, it was a little bit different. I think the dragging out for me would probably
It's
be worse.
terrible.
Yeah, man, I feel for you. So prayers to
Yeah.
you. I hope the
Cancer's
Niners
a
can get it
nasty
done for
thing.
you. It is,
Yeah.
man. It is. Yep. F
All
cancer for
right.
sure.
Well, I'll let you
All right,
go
brother.
and let's get one for my dad this weekend
Yes, sir.
with
Yes,
Trey
sir.
Lance.
Yes, sir.
Because I
All
don't
right,
believe
brother.
Jimmy can do it. Now, I don't believe he's going to play anyway because he's not a man and he ain't going to play with a hurt hand like that. So, okay.
I love it, Mike. All right, man. Have a good one.
Let you go. Bye
All
bye.
right, brother. All right, let me get to my guy Bay. So Bay, Korean 49ers, Chardal. That is the next three. Let's rock.
What's up,
Bay?
Jesse?
How you doing?
Hey, happy New Year. First off, hope you had
Yeah.
a good holiday season.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey, Jay. I was so encouraged by Trey Lance. Man, I really enjoyed watching him on Sunday. Okay. And the slow start, I don't even think the slow start was really on him. I'm putting it more on Kyle. And a guy who hasn't been mentioned too much that I've heard is Tom Compton. He gave up some pressures in that first half that put Trey in some bad situations, but Trey managed them. And let's go drive by drive, right? The first drive of the game, it was 2 runs. It was a Mitchell run and a Debo run that went nowhere. And the third down was a pressure from Compton where Trey, he didn't have anywhere to go with the ball. The second drive, right? 49ers got a couple first downs. And what killed it was 2nd and 7. Kyle goes to a read option and it goes nowhere. The read options, I mean, I didn't like that play call. And he follows it up 3rd and 2 with another read option, right? That got sniffed out. So it's like Kyle, you see him load in the box. He wasn't running it versus advantageous defenses, right? The box was loaded. So you'd like to see Kyle do something else there. So Kyle killed the second drive. The third drive started at the 3-yard line, right? And I thought Trey made some phenomenal plays. That's where he had the improv to Ayuk. Then he hit the play action dig to Sherfield, where he faded, right? He had to fade back a little bit and hit Sherfield. So I really like that third drive. What killed that drive was Lance missed a blitz. He got blitzed right around, I think we're right around the 50-yard line, and he took the sack. And from there, the Niners had to punt. And then the fourth drive for the Niners, that was the one that was on Trey. That was the interception.
Yeah.
Right.
But are you okay with that interception? Because I look at it and I look at Jimmy's interception. It's like, dude, you're just throwing 5 yards downfield, getting picked off by cover one Robert again. I don't know how this happened. At least Trey was taking a shot. That's the way that I see it.
And you know what? It was there too, right? From the all 22, from the end zone view, you could see if he had put more touch on it and put it towards the sideline, he could have fit it in there, but he just didn't throw it with the arc and the trajectory that was needed. And actually that leads me to a point, Jay, is that's something that Lance needs to work on, because the touch throws, there was another ball that was batted by a linebacker. Sherfield was running open on a dig over the middle, and Lance just couldn't get it over him. That's something that he's got to work on. And Jay, I would say the short passes, he's not hitting the offensive players in stride, right? You remember the low pass to Juszczyk where he had to go down low and it kind of stalled him out. So those are just a couple places that I think Trey needs to work on. But overall, I was really impressed with how he played. I was excited, and I really loved it. I want to see Trey on Sunday against the Rams, and I know it's going to be a tough game. Especially if our secondary's all out, man. I mean, that's a really disappointing way to have to go into the game. If you got to start a practice squad player, Darquez Denard, that you just signed, with that same week, man, that's tough.
That is tough, man. That's super tough. Yeah, that's super tough. I agree. I'll say this though. What I think happened on that interception. So Trey knew it was cover 2, and it was cover 2, but he had a running back that was leaking out, and I think it was Jeff Wilson, if I'm not mistaken. So pre-snap, he's saying, okay, I got my running back leaking out. That's going to suck up the corner. But what happens was when that running back went out, he got caught up in the scrum of the offensive line on the offensive lineman's back, if I remember. And that's what slowed him up enough to where the corner was like, no, I'm going with Kittle and bailing. So he made a pre-snap read, which was the right read probably, but then couldn't go off of it post-snap after he saw what the corner did. So I think that's also
because
what
cover
happened there.
2 is theoretically there's that hole right above
Yep.
that corner.
Yeah, that
that's
honey
playing
pot.
in the flat.
Yep.
There's that hole, and that's what he wanted. But yeah, just needed some more arc on that. And
For
I'm gonna
sure.
end it with a couple players that I think need some extra recognition. And I know you probably got a couple of guys that need some recognition as well. But Eric Armstead balled out against the Texans. I mean, the swim move sacked out, that had flashes of DeForest Buckner. So I thought Armstead played phenomenal. We know Fred
Hey, Bay,
Warner
I want to
had a bunch-
say how appropriate it is that you brought him up. 91 people are watching right now. Right as the time you said
no
Armstead balled
kidding.
out. Yep.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Armstead balled out. Fred Warner had all the tackles. Jordan Willis flashing some burst off the edge. Thought Jordan Willis played well. Dante Johnson, I thought his PI was kind of ticky-tack, and I thought he played better than Josh Norman. Unfortunate that he just went on the COVID list. Those were just some guys I wanted to mention because I thought they played really well on Sunday.
I agree, and I'll throw a shout out. Ambry Thomas, Ebucom, DJ Jones. There's a bunch of there we go.
DJ Jones. DJ Jones been balling out all year. We cannot let that guy go because I mean Kinlaw. We don't know what to expect from Kinlaw, but DJ Jones, man, he's a good football player.
Yeah, Raisin says Armstead never balls out. Here's the problem. He's paid.
No, he did. He did on
He's
Sunday.
paid to get sacks, but ever since they moved him in the middle, that run defense has been unbelievable, and that's because of him. So you got to give him credit where credit's due. He's definitely overpaid for what he's doing now and what he was paid to do. That being said, it doesn't take away from what he's doing to help that run defense.
Yeah, no, you know what? His impact was all over the field against the Texans.
I agree.
I could agree with Raisins on occasion. Sometimes, Armstead, with the amount of money he's getting paid, he doesn't live up to the payroll. But on Sunday, he showed up, and if we can get that from him again against Matt Stafford, that'd be huge. Hey, Jay, before I get out of here, I just want to let the audience know that I cut up a video of Trey Lance, and it's got like 27,000 views on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, it does.
I just cut it up, and I was like, you know what? People probably want to watch Trey Lance and every throw, every run that he had against the Texans, and the thing just took off. So if anyone wants to watch it, it's on my channel, Bay Area Baller 18. And Jay, you're the man. I love what you do. I'm glad I was able to call in, and look forward to talking to you soon.
I appreciate you, bro. Have a good one. All right.
All right. Thanks.
Later. All right. Korean 49er. This is the furthest you've ever been pushed down, my guy. He's slipping.
Yeah, I'm slipping. It's all good though. But I did meet Eric Bay Area Baller when I was in the Bay Area in December. So
there's a picture. Yeah, he threw it up on Twitter.
Yep. So I have concerns about the game only because after a while, just because you got someone's number, what if they get your number this time? I mean, you can only win so many times against an opponent before they eventually find a way to defeat you. And during some of these pressure games, Kyle is kind of wilted under the pressure. Just 2 Super Bowls and but you never know. So hopefully they're able to pull it out from against the Rams because they got something to play for.
Do you think it matters which quarterback plays? Like if I say Jimmy's playing Sunday or I say Trey's playing Sunday, does that change your mind on who you think wins?
Well, I think so, just because I've never seen Jimmy play with an injury or, with some kind of, not with his body not feeling 100%. So, but to me, I think the writing is kind of on the wall with Jimmy and Trey. So hopefully Trey will get the start and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you. I hope that Trey starts. I know he wants to go with Jimmy. I mean, he's been very clear about that. holding on hope, holding on hope, holding on hope. So, whether Jimmy's healthy enough, we'll see, but he's definitely trying to go with Jimmy. That's for sure.
Yeah, and that kind of goes back to one of the pet peeves of Kyle is you've told us you didn't want him. Now you're saying, hey, I need him for this game. It's like, to me, it's a complete dichotomy, and it makes me wonder of what, I was actually happy when I watched the highlights of the game against Houston, because to me, it's like, that's what this team's been needing for years. And, actually seeing the ball actually make it 20 yards, before it gets caught was a sight to see. I mean, Jimmy really does that.
Right. Well, they said most average air yards per attempt for the last 3 seasons of any 49er quarterback. All it took was 2 starts. So we see what Trey brings to the offense, right? It's a different level for sure.
Yeah, and it was good to see the throw to Ayuk and the throw to Debo, because we don't see those typically when Jimmy plays outside of that screenplay that Debo made against Chicago where that turned the game around. We don't see those kind of plays very often, and that kind of is good to see, just because Kyle's usually very conservative with his play calls and needs someone to execute when Jimmy's in the game.
Yeah, Young Montana says he throws hospital balls when he's healthy, and when he's hurt, it's just Jimmy gimmies. Yeah, I mean, I think either way, it's got to be a quick throw game plan, a lot of runs. I think that's the recipe for success, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, to me, that's just the way to go, and I'll end the calls short. To me, my biggest pet peeve is this team didn't handle its business early. To me, I hate relying on others to do my dirty work, do my work for me. When you could have beat the Seahawks at least one time, beating the Cardinals the other time with Colt McCoy starting, and maybe even the Packers game, we could even say they should have won that one.
Titans, you had in the bag. Colts should have been. Yeah, there's quite a few in there, man. Any one of them. All they need is one at this point. They have one more win. They can rest their starters going into the playoffs. So yeah, it's a rough situation to be in. It really is.
Yeah, to me, that's not a scenario where you can say, "Hey, Atlanta's going to come out and beat New Orleans." I don't trust. As I said before, I'd rather just do it myself instead of asking, Tom or anybody else to beat my opponent.
Yeah, no, I agree. It makes it tough, man. But that's the situation that they're in. We'll see if they pull it off on Sunday. Korean 49er, I appreciate it, brother. Maybe you'll be first again next week. We'll see. But I'm excited to see what the future holds. Hopefully we're talking about a playoff game this time next week. We'll see. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I hope I'm wrong.
I hope. I see the Rams winning, and I don't see the Saints lying down against Atlanta. So hopefully Atlanta will find a way to beat the Saints, and we'll find a way to beat the Rams. So thanks, Jesse.
All right, brother.
Yep.
Yeah, man, it's a tough situation to be in. That's for sure. Definitely a tough situation to be in. So we've got Chardal, Noah, Grace, and then Hobby. And then we've got William and Biet. So that is the order. Hang tight if y'all can. Chardal, my guy, what's up? I think you're on mute, brother.
How you doing today, Jesse?
I'm doing good, Chardal. Man, you know what? It's a shame that I don't do video anymore because backstage Chardal is looking fly, let me tell you.
So I'm just saying, I'm really excited for Trey Lance, man. I'm excited for this boy, man. See him ball out on Sunday against the Rams, man. It's gonna be exciting, man. This kid got potential, man. He gotta show it, man. He gotta show it. He gotta show that potential.
Do you so when you watch him play, because I know that you're just a supporter of the team, Chardal. I know that regardless of who plays, whether it's Jimmy or whether it's Trey, you're gonna give him full support. So with Trey, were you genuinely excited going into that game? Were you nervous? Like, what were your thoughts going into it?
I mean, I was kind of nervous coming into the game because Trey Lance is a rookie. He's so young. If he gets injured, I don't know another quarterback to replace him. So it's really tough to see him put him in the game. So
Yeah, but listen, so now they've got a rookie quarterback potentially making a start again in a must-win game for the playoffs. Would you rather see them go with the rookie or would you rather see them go with Jimmy? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I'll see them go with the rookie because I want to see the rookie how he plays because it's done with Jimmy, man. I mean, he's done in San Francisco. It's all Trey Lance next year.
I love it. I love it. I love how you're supporting the rookie, Chardal. I was a little nervous, man. I didn't know if that was the route you were going to go with it, but I love that you're supporting the rookie. I love it.
I mean,
What about some of the other rookies? What about like Ambry Thomas? How you think he's playing?
they're good. I mean, Ayuk's good. I mean, I really love Ayuk how he's been playing, man. He's been a beast so far for the Niners, man.
Yeah, yeah. Ayuk has been balling, right?
Yeah, he's putting up numbers, man. I've seen him on TV, man. He puts up numbers every day, right?
He's balling. He's definitely balling. What do you think about Debo Samuel this year?
Debo. Every single player on the 49ers is a beast.
Yeah, yes they are. Yes they are, sir. I love it. I love it. What else you got for me, Chardal? Chardal, you still doing your channel? You got your thing going on?
Yeah, I got my channel so far. I got 135 subscribers, so I'm trying to get up to 300 right now.
Nice. I love it. I love it, brother. I love it. We'll
Yeah,
get you there. Hey, how can people find you then, Chardal?
You can find me on Twitter, SG Warriors 51 on Twitter.
Okay. What about your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is SG Sports Talk channel.
SG Sports. Okay, SG
Yeah.
Sports. Look it up. It's on YouTube. Go give Chardal some love. He's trying to get to 300 subscribers. I think we can make that happen here. Go give Chardal love, man. He loves his 49ers.
But I'm so excited because I got this. I got this as a Christmas present. It's a Blue Yeti microphone.
It sounds fantastic. I use a Blue Yeti too, man. I use a Blue Yeti also. What do you think? You think mine sounds good?
I think yours sounds pretty good, man. There's no problem with it.
Perfect. They're good microphones. They really are.
But I was just saying it's great. It's always great to come on your channel. You're great YouTuber. Make great content. Your channel's gonna grow, man. You're gonna be very successful one day, man. I know it.
Thank you, Chardal. I appreciate that. I wish you nothing but the best too. I know you love your 49ers. Call back next week. 49ers win. Call back next week. I want to hear you excited. All right, brother?
Okay, let's go. Let's get that win against the Rams. Let's beat the Rams. Beat LA.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's go. Beat LA, baby. Let's go. Beat LA. We gotta beat LA, baby. I don't like the Lakers. I don't like the Dodgers. Let's beat LA, baby.
I love it. Chardal
Let's
bringing
go.
the energy.
Let's go. I bring the energy every single day, man. I'm like Debo Samuel of the Niners.
All right, Chardal. You have a good one, brother.
Yeah, we'll see you, man. See you when they beat the Rams. I'll see you. I'll talk Niners, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love it, man. I love Chardal. How can you not like Chardal, man? How can you not like Chardal? Go subscribe to his channel, man. Give him some love. All right, so we're going to go. I don't remember if it was Grace or Noah first. I'm going to go Grace, then Noah, just to be fair. I'll go Grace, then Noah. What's up, Grace?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
I'm great. Seeing Chardal like yell into a Blue Yeti about like beating LA is probably like the best thing I've heard in a while.
It really is, right? It doesn't get much
Like I'm
better
doing
than
my
that.
homework and I just hear that. It's amazing. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this weekend? First of all, actually, what are your thoughts on how Trey Lance played? What were your thoughts on that?
I'm a big Trey Lance fan, and like even prior to the draft, I've always wanted like the third overall pick to be Trey Lance. But like I can't help but notice that like he completely blew me away. Like my expectations, I knew I had to lower them for his second career start because it's been a while since, he's actually played reps in a game. But even then, like he completely blew me away. It was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. What do you think about this Sunday? Or actually whatever's on your mind. You got 5 minutes, floor is yours. Talk about whatever you want.
Yeah, I was actually I caught up with 49ers After Dark for like a couple minutes before the start of this show. And I heard you guys talk about, the stat you brought up about them being 2-5 in games that are close or like one score or less or something like that.
Yeah, 7
And
points
I
or
just
less.
like tied that back at that moment. I just thought of it. Yeah, and I thought of it like I was watching a show that Rob Shue did with Eric Crocker, and Eric Crocker, he was talking about how, his experience in the NFL and how he really got a look into how like every NFL team, they're built very similarly. Like 53 men on a roster, they're all skill level is super duper close at the professional level. It's those
Mhm.
few star players that really put a team over, like the level of a team over the level of another team. And I thought that was really insightful. And that just reminded me of this. Like, we have so many good skill players. We have Deebo Samuel, we have George Kittle, we have Trey Lance, even we have Elijah Mitchell. We have a good play caller. Like, why is it that our record is 8-7 and we're fighting for a playoff spot at this point? Like, why is that? We have so much star power. And, even though every NFL team is built very similarly, Grace, you have the rating. Thank you. Even though every NFL team is built very similarly, we probably have some of the best players in the league at a lot of positions. So we can't use that as an excuse, So I've just been thinking about why that is. And I think it comes down to discipline. I think it comes down to, how well players get prepped during games. I think it comes down to, the play callers and situational awareness. I think it comes down to intangible qualities that can't be excused by the actual level of the players. So I don't know. I just think that's so interesting, and it's kind of a shame because it takes a lot to build a roster full of such talented players, especially in a league where there's a salary cap, and we have a lot of young players who are really good. That's why we have a lot of them, and it's such a shame that it was wasted because of a lack of self-discipline, a lack of leadership even. So I don't know. If we don't make the playoffs, it's not on Trey Lance. It's not on anybody in this coming game, frankly. It's on the multiple games that we lost that we should have won, not the coming game against an opponent that's stronger than us.
Yeah, you're right. So the question I have for you then, after laying all that out, and I think you laid it out fantastically, is this season a wasted season if they don't make the playoffs?
I think it depends on how you define a wasted season. If they don't make the playoffs, I could certainly see how a 49ers fan would see it as a wasted season. You didn't make the playoffs, you can't make a deep run. Trey Lance only got 2 starts. Like, yes, I can see it from that perspective. So if you look at it like that, you wasted like a year off of a lot of good players' rookie contracts. You didn't allow Trey Lance to develop to in a way that he could have if you started him every game. So yeah, I think I feel like calling it a wasted season is a little harsh, and I don't want to take it that far yet. But I do think that there's many ways that the season could be much better utilized if we don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it would have been nice, right? Like if they don't make the playoffs, if they had developed Trey Lance, then you would have had something to feel good about. Like the way that I see it is if they play Jimmy and they lose this game, they don't make the playoffs. I feel like it just leaves a bad taste, at least in my mouth, a little bit as we go into the offseason.
Exactly. It's like you didn't develop your players that you need for the future. You wasted a year off of a lot of players' rookie contracts. You wasted Nick Bosa's final year before his giant contract extension. You probably wasted Deebo's final year before his giant contract extension, if you even bring them back. And then you wasted 24 or however many millions of dollars Jimmy Garoppolo costed when you could have brought even more good players in and allowed Trey Lance to take this team further. So no, you didn't give Trey Lance what he needs to really learn and grow on the job, but you also didn't take what you had in the moment and bring it to the playoffs where we want to go. So yeah, I feel like it could have been, you either choose one or you choose the other. You don't choose both. And I feel like we didn't do well in either if we didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right about that. Before I get you out of here, do the 49ers make the playoffs or are they out? That's a tough one,
I think I think this Rams game, I know we have their number, but I think that this Rams game is a lot harder. I think the chance of us winning this game against the Rams is a lot lower than the chance of Atlanta beating the Saints. So I feel like if we do make the playoffs, it probably won't be because we beat the Rams. It's going to be because Atlanta beat the Saints, at least in my opinion. That being said, I do feel that either one of the scenarios will happen, and we only need one to happen for us to make the playoffs. So, yeah, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and I'm hoping we're making the playoffs. But yeah, that's just my prediction.
Yeah, I'm with it. Hey, I hope it happens, Grace. Hopefully, we hear from you again next week. Go Niners. Thank you so much for calling in. It's always great to hear from you. And
Yeah, thanks for
the
having me.
chat went crazy for you. They loved it. Bye, Grace.
Okay, see you.
So for y'all that don't know, Grace is 14. She's a savage. That girl knows football. So let me tell you that right now. Grace does not play. She knows what she's talking about. Hell of a call. Always has a hell of a call. All right, Noah, I'm going to you, brother. And then I'm going to Javi. And then it's Viet, William, and then Reno, George, and then my guy, TL. What's up, Noah?
Jesse, what's going on, man?
How you doing, man? I see you and William are having troubles back there. You keep falling out. I'm trying to keep the order, trying to keep it
Yeah,
right, but it's tough when you
my
guys keep
my
falling
bad.
out. No,
I
it
got my
happens. It
phone on
happens.
like low power mode. You know, I
Yeah, I
was
feel
waiting
it.
and it turned off. But Jesse, I got a crazy take right now. All right, you ready?
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm with it.
All right. Saints win. All right. Saints
Okay.
beat the Falcons. They're the 1 o'clock, right? We're the 4.
No, they play at 4:25.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. So
Wow.
here's what sucks. No, here's what sucks about it. No. All right. So Saints play 4:25. I believe the Cardinals play at the same time as the 49ers and Rams. So we don't know anything. The Rams aren't going to have any reason to sit anybody.
Yeah.
And the 49ers aren't going to have any reason to sit anybody. It's all or nothing. They're all going to play like it's the last game of the season.
Well, the Rams they have home playoff game anyway, right? Or no? Because they would be wild card then, right? If they lose.
Who? Rams?
They
So
they would fall to the 5, right?
So if they lose and the Cardinals win, yeah. I honestly don't know who owns the tiebreakers. I want to say the Rams might own the tiebreaker with them, but I'm not sure. I'd have to look
I don't
that
know
up.
if they split. I remember the Rams beat them in Arizona though, right? On prime
They
time a
they
couple weeks
did
ago.
split. They did split, but I don't remember how the rest of the division went. I'd have to look into it. But the Rams have something to play for. They're going for a home playoff game. That's huge.
Yeah, for sure. But I was thinking, I just took into like how the whole season has went, you know, it's been a crazy year. And I feel like it would just be the most 49ers thing to like go in. This guy looks like a thumb, but he's cute though.
They're talking
just
about
be
me.
saying
I'm the
anything.
only one on the screen, but that's interesting take. I appreciate you watching, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but I was just thinking how the season was going. It would be the most like 49ers 2021, well, 2022 now, but it would be like the most 49ers thing ever to just like tie. End the season in a tie.
Hey, if they win, hey, I guess that's the other scenario, right? Like we
Yep.
haven't talked about it. So 49ers tie, Saints tie, 49ers also make it in. So that's a possibility. Like 49ers lose, Saints tie, 49ers are in. 49ers tie, technically they're in. So yeah, I mean that's one scenario that a lot of people aren't talking about.
Yeah, I just feel like why not, right?
Yeah.
But you know, thank you, Jesse. I just thought it would be funny if that stuff happened.
Yeah, listen, it would be very apropos if the 49ers tie. I'm with you. I'll take a tie, though. I will take a tie for sure.
Yeah, not for sure. But you know, beat LA. I'm praying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, no, you have a good one.
You too. Thanks, Jesse.
All right. I'm actually going to remove the banner because I've got another content creator coming on. Looks like he's got a video to show, so I'm all about that as well. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to go to my guy, Javi.
Yo.
Let me add. What up? Looks like you got a video to show. What you got for us?
Oh, yeah, no, just because one of the callers was talking about the interception. So
before we go, did you see what I see where the running back got hung up? So maybe he thought that would bring down the corner pre-snap?
So I went looking at the Bobby Peters book, and Bobby Peters stated he does the numbers, right? So in 2019, they didn't run this look versus cover 2 for a reason. That cover 2, they don't run it because the flat corner usually ends up carrying Kittle, and that's exactly what he did.
Right.
So that's why they usually don't call it. So like if Trey were to the play usually goes to Kittle, right? If you could see it here, it's developing, right? So if you look, you got Trey's eyeing Kittle the entire time, but backside you have Debo. So generally they usually don't run this versus cover two. I think it was like cover one is what they like to run it against because it gives them that free release. And you see Kittle usually streaking down here or use check, whoever it is on that leak play. So if Trey releases it, if Trey just turns his hips and looks Debo's way, that's a humongous gain. Like no one is there. Ayuk is getting sucked up by the one safety. The other safety has to flip his hips to turn back to Debo. And then you have the corner trailing Debo there. And then Kittle's going to get picked up here by this flat defender by the 50-yard line. So it just makes it a really tough throw that even Trey said he shouldn't have gone that way, right? And
can you go back pre-snap for me real quick? I want to see something.
Yeah.
Because if it's cover two, then I would assume pre-snap he's also thinking, well, this safety should be back deep with Debo as well, right? Like that's a fair thought on his part. Okay.
So if you see pre-snap, the safety's where is he at? Like 10 yards off the ball.
Yeah.
So once the ball is snapped, the play action sucks him up, right?
Yeah.
So now you got one-on-one coverage on the top with Debo in this corner. I don't know who the corner is. I don't remember, but once the play action fake is attempted, then he's like, oh shit, now he's stuck in conflict. And you got three guys here by the Niners logo stuck in conflict, right?
Yeah.
So now you have this open area for Debo to get there. So should Trey have taken Debo? Probably. But the play that we've all seen over the last 3 years, 5 years with Kyle Shanahan is always going front side to Juice or Kittle. And it's just the look gave him it was just the wrong look, right? And Kyle even said it after the game, bad play call versus the wrong look. And that's what happened. So,
well, and he should have known, right? Because they're a heavy cover two team. Like he should have known that was happening or going to happen or highly likely.
So, I mean, was it? So I will give people like, oh yeah, he could have went to Debo. Yeah, he could have, but this was predetermined before the snap. Like he was like, yeah, I'm going to Kittle. So there's that.
I have a question for you too, while I've got you, because this is what I saw. The other one that everybody's talking about is the use check one, right? Where use check's like waving his arms down the right sideline.
Oh, where he misses him, but it wasn't going to use check anyway,
because he looked left. He never got over to there. But on that play, what I saw was it was a complete blown coverage. What it was, or it looked like to me, it was a pre-snap cover three, meaning the corner should have carried and use check should have never been open. So pre-snap, he's looking left.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, blown coverage, a lot like we're seeing right here, actually.
Yeah.
So pre-snap, not the wrong decision. But then it's like post-snap, people are expecting a quarterback. Not many quarterbacks get to their fourth read, period.
No,
let alone a rookie quarterback.
Read. Like, let's be real. Right. Let's be real here.
No, it's true.
There's like
You're
five
right.
guys that get to their second read, and I think we can all name them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep. You're right. No, you're right about that. So it's just crazy because people look at it, and you can do this with any quarterback. Oh, that dude's wide open. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not always the case, unfortunately.
With this play, this is going to come with the reps, right? This one here specifically to me is going to come with reps with Trey, because we know he can make the throw. We know he's smart enough to learn from his mistakes because he's done that. But yeah, I just for those folks out there like, oh, he should have went to Debo. Generally, this play does not get called against cover two. We have the numbers for that. Yeah. And then also, it was too far into the play for him to flip his hips and go back to Debo backside. It wasn't going to happen. Now, if he throws a ball 6 inches higher, that's an Aaron Rodgers type throw. And two, that shit's on top 10 for SportsCenter. So, and it's okay. Exactly. The comment here, it's okay. He's a rookie and he's learning. Absolutely. He has to learn these things.
Of course.
The other throw that I thought was a mistake was the second window throw where he misses Trent Sherfield. So that was the other one your caller had mentioned. And it wasn't really about the touch. It was about the timing. It's more like, hey, Trey, just wait for him to get through the second window. Let me see if I can find it, because that play is with let me see if I can pull it up here. Sorry, guys. I think people appreciate this shit, so. All right, let's go. It's probably over here. A little bit further.
Sorry about it, guys. I was obviously I get sucked into the video this is why I do need some admins in the chat. If you want to be an admin, I know I owe Matt a wrench. If you want to be an admin, hit me up on the side. I could definitely use some because it does get wild in here sometimes. I blocked somebody just now, but yeah, I feel it. I definitely don't want that stuff in the chat. I just blocked Tolino though.
People acting up.
Yeah, people are weird.
Yeah, it's like, come on, bro.
People are weird,
Just
bro.
trying to type ball.
People are weird.
Trying to find it. Either way, that's the only two mistakes I thought he made.
I agree. Yeah, it wasn't a big deal. Like I could see real quick before I let you go. There's two plays, and if you can find it, maybe it would be earlier in the game. The one to Kittle, I think, is worth pointing out where they were backed up against the goal line, because I know that Kyle's going to go to the film room and chew him out. Like I know he's going to be like, dude, you got to hit that to Kittle. No reason not right here. Yes, this is the one. So the play, the result is great, but Kittle's right here, and he needs to make that throw. Boom.
Yep.
Now the result again was great, probably better than if he would have hit Kittle. But I know that Kyle's going in the film room and going, dude, come on. That's why we drew it up. You got to make that throw that's open in the NFL.
And this is where I guess the conversation starts. Does he prefer Jimmy over Trey right now?
Yes, the answer is yes. He does.
The answer is yes. He prefers Jimmy over Trey. But I would take this athletic play 1,000 times out of 1,000. So yeah, this is. Yeah, I was just figuring I'd hop on here because the conversation right now is Jimmy, Trey. What's Jimmy's situation? Everything I got is Jimmy threw like 10 or 15 passes today. Thumb swelled up. They're gonna do some numbing stuff for tomorrow. See how it goes. And part of me thinks Jimmy's gonna start.
I do too. I'm not confident he's gonna finish. I'll say that. I do not.
Yeah, and I think that's the issue there, right? Like,
right.
But then the issue there is like, okay, cool, we're gonna play him, and then he's not gonna finish the game. So then we both know that both these guys are rhythm quarterbacks right now.
Right.
Jimmy's a rhythm quarterback. So now you're gonna go ahead and throw Trey in there cold, potentially in a situation where you might be down and asking him to play from behind against a pretty good defense. Then an offense that can score against you if we don't have Jimmy Ward and these corners and everything else going on. It's just a bad situation. This final week is just all jacked up.
And we shouldn't be here, Avi. They shouldn't be here.
Absolutely, we shouldn't be here. We shouldn't have lost. There's two games we shouldn't have lost. You shouldn't have lost the Seattle game in Seattle, and you shouldn't have lost the Arizona game with Colt McCoy. Like those two games, you do not lose. You should not lose. So it's just funny to me. And I saw the comment. Any coach that truly prefers Jimmy over Trey is simply out of touch with today's NFL. That's fine. I think the issue here is more Kyle has ability to run his full playbook at its full breadth with Jimmy Garoppolo.
He does, and I saw that. And I know I got people piling up, so I apologize, guys. We'll get to you in just a second. But I saw Eric Davis tweeted that out. The flip side of that, though, is if his thumb is injured, and we already know Jimmy doesn't go deep anyways, can he really run the full playbook? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this goes both ways. So I get it. I'm trying to understand it from Kyle's standpoint. And people know that I've crapped on Kyle a lot this season, but I'm really just trying to put myself in his shoes. I understand why, looking at a play like we just looked at, why he'd be like, okay, I just at this moment feel more comfortable with Jimmy because he will be on time. But that being said, it's like at some point the injury just outweighs that,
And with, it's just Kyle's comfortable. Like we can tell Kyle's comfortable calling plays with Jimmy Garoppolo. He can live with some of the mistakes, but he's just not ready to. Like I explained before, it's like giving the keys to your kid on the brand new car that you just bought. It's like, hey,
right. Yep.
I know I've borrowed. I let my oldest son use the car, and that's Jimmy. So here's the keys. Kind of. I got a tracking device on it, right? Like I'm gonna watch you.
Yeah.
Whereas with Trey, it's like here's the keys, but you can only go to the gas station. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And
for sure. You can drive in the neighborhood.
Yeah. So that's where he's at. So he has the handcuffs and the steering wheel locked and all that other shit that you can get for your kids when it comes to cars. So I understand why Kyle would want to go to Jimmy, especially in a situation like this, because for all the crap that we've given Jimmy Garoppolo, he is pretty efficient, right? And you're gonna need to stay short on 3rd and down against the Rams. You have to. That's how they won the first game.
Yep.
But in this situation, like to me, I don't think a 75% Jimmy Garoppolo is better than 100% Trey Lance.
I don't either.
Now, if it was
I don't either.
85% Jimmy, okay, we might have a conversation. But if he's 75%, like it doesn't make sense to me. Like today's day 13 of the injury. He's throwing a football. It's the first time he's thrown a football since the injury, right? They said he threw the ball yesterday. From my discussion that I had, he threw 2 passes yesterday and his thumb swelled up.
Right.
He threw 2 passes on Tuesday and his thumb swelled up. And then you had him throw 10 to 15 passes today. Oh, and guess what? His thumb swelled up. So this goes back to, okay, you want to run him out there. Okay, cool. But Kyle, you're risking further injury on the guy, right? Regardless if he's going to be here or not next year.
He ain't coming out at halftime. I'll say that right now. He starts, if his thumb's swelling like that, he's not coming out after halftime.
Yeah.
He's not.
It's just, it's crazy to me. And, you know, I'm not in the, I understand why Kyle wants to go to Jimmy. And I'm going to go ahead and sit here and as much as I shouldn't say but as much as I am ready for the chapter to turn on this Jimmy Garoppolo era, Jimmy right now is marginally better than Trey Lance because he can operate this offense to where Kyle wants it to be operated, right? He's not ready to unleash it all. So it's just, and it's tough for me because I've been on this move off the Jimmy thing all season and last year, but in a high pressure situation like this where it's must win or get in, the week 18 game is not the time for development. That was week 1, not week 18.
For sure.
You see what I'm saying?
I feel it. No, I feel it. I definitely feel it, bro. I really do.
And it's a failure if they go 9-8 and don't make the playoffs. Yeah. It's an absolute failure. You wasted a full year of development on your rookie quarterback.
Yep.
You had a lame duck quarterback who had a rough start of it in the beginning of the year. We just couldn't get in a rhythm. You have all this stuff going on. You finally commit to the guy and don't even let Trey play any games, right? And you know, I get it. He can develop and practice and things like that, but we all know game reps are far more important, right? And then Kyle's all like, "Yeah, we're trying to mimic this Mahomes and Alex Smith thing." The other thing that gets missed with the Mahomes and Alex Smith thing is how many starts did Mahomes have in college?
A ton. He threw a lot of passes in college. A lot of passes.
Versus Trey's 318 or whatever it was. Like,
yeah,
we're like Steve Young said, we're gonna literally watch Trey Lance go from 2 to 10 over the next 2-3 years. Mm-hmm. Like, we're gonna have to watch this entire progress.
When you know what's crazy though? He's really good at 2.
Yeah,
so he's gonna be really good at 10
right now.
Yeah,
and he's good at what he's asked to do. My whole thing is, you know, I think George Kittle said it. He's like, yeah, it's kind of a simplified offense, which makes sense. You didn't see a lot of checks. You didn't see a lot of canning. You didn't see a lot of adjustments because Kyle's like, listen, this is the game plan. We're going to run it straight up, whatever. And even running it straight up, they scored 20 points in the second half. Now, granted, it's against the Texans. Texans aren't that great, but he still has to execute against an NFL defense. Now, this week, can Tom Compton and Brunskill hold up against Aaron Donald and Von Miller, who Von Miller has gotten better since he's been acclimated to that defense? That's the tough part, right? And now this is where it's like, do you want Jimmy Garoppolo, who can't hold a football, to be running around and potentially get sacked and cause fumbles? So he may not throw an interception, but he might fumble the ball now.
Yeah, you're right.
Or he might fumble a snap. He might, there's just a whole bunch of stuff that can go into it. I'm like 40% says Jimmy starts, 60% Trey going, because I don't think Kyle, I'd like to think Kyle's not that stupid to risk it. Because if you lose with Trey, it's a little bit more acceptable. It's like, okay, it's his 3rd start of the year. It's a tough situation, and you get in the playoffs, and somehow the Falcons win. Okay, if you lose with Trey and you still don't get to the playoffs, it's like, well, you understand it. You lost your quarterback. You had to go to the rookie. But the questions are going to be there, like, why didn't you play this kid all year long? Because you sold the fan base and everything else on this 2019 vibes and all this other stuff with a roster that wasn't as good as 2019. So it's just a tough spot, man. It's going to be very, very interesting when the clock hits 0 on Sunday, because no matter the result, you're going to have your questions, right? If they win, they're in. If they win, then that means Jimmy might have a chance to play in the wild card game. That's 24 days at post injury.
But do you
go to Jimmy?
You're right. No, you're right. Oh my God, dude. I've got anxiety just thinking about it.
I am far more measured than I used to be with this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, if it's like, what if it is 3-6. It's Brady, Jimmy. Right? Do you go back to Jimmy if Trey? Let's just say the Niners win, and Trey's like 15 to 29 for 198 or some shit. Right?
Yeah.
One pick, one touchdown. It's not the greatest look, but Jimmy's
Right.
somewhat healthy, and you can manage him against the Tampa defense that has lost a lot of players. They lost their pass rush. Hey, Jim, can you beat Tom? Like the lead up to that would be amazing.
All right, brother.
You
Listen,
could go back. You could go back to Jimmy if that's the case. You could. I don't want to.
We're gonna discuss this. Let's hope the Niners win. I want to discuss this with you next week. I'm curious, brother. We'll figure out a time because if they win, we got to talk about this, especially if Trey plays and plays decent. We got to talk about this. So now I'm praying for a 49er win even more, as if I wasn't already. So
yeah, let's hope it gets done. Thanks for having me on, Jesse. Sorry it took so long.
No, it's all good, man.
All right, guys.
Later, man.
Later.
My guy Javi. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I know you guys have been waiting. All right. I got Viet, William, and then Reno. That's the order. That's the next three. Then I got my guy TL. I got my guy Sersky, Jerry, George, and then Edgardo. So that's the order. Let's get right back to it. Regularly scheduled program. Let's go. What's up, Viet?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good, man. How you doing, brother?
Good. Bro, I'm going to this game on Sunday. It's gonna be wild.
About that.
I mean, I know it's gonna be mostly Niner fans there. I was at the Coliseum when we first got Jimmy, and we were a trash team, but we outnumbered them. So it's gonna be crazy. Home field for us, man.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a home game. Like it's going to feel like a whole home game for the Niners, no question about it. Do you think the Niners win though? Your gut. What is your gut telling you?
Yes. Well, we're more desperate than they are. They are in the playoffs. Home field doesn't really matter for them because when they play the Niners, the Niners, Green Bay, Dallas, Raiders, they're not going to have home court. I mean, home field.
Home field, yeah.
The Rams just kind of expect. I think they're a better road team, anyways. So my hopes is that they're not as fired up for the game. But then again, like we're rivals. I think they really want to beat us. So they're gonna get up for this game. Like a chance to eliminate us, it's gonna be on their bucket list for sure. Here's my thing: if we win, there's a likelihood that we're gonna play them next week because they're at the 2. Yeah. If we win, and assuming everybody else wins, they're going to drop to 3, and we're going to play them next week in the same stadium.
Well, they would have to win the division, though. That's just to be clear. They would have to win the division.
Oh, that's true.
Because Arizona, if Arizona wins, then that would drop. But who knows what's going to happen in that game? Who knows?
It could, yeah. That's true. Yeah. If we win, then Arizona wins, we'll go to Arizona, which I'd rather have. I don't want to go back to as fun as it is. I don't want to go back. Here's my thing, though. Is it Trey? I mean, I'm hoping it's Trey. I'd rather have it be Trey because if Jimmy plays, I think we'll win with both of them or either one. Okay. I just want to see Trey at this point. Like you're teasing me, Shanahan, and like, oh, here you go. Here's a piece of pie that you won, or here's I'm gonna buy you a PlayStation 5 for Christmas, but I'm letting you play it one time right now, and then you got to wait until Christmas.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yeah, so I'm hoping Trey plays. The key, I think, is we got to get off early. Like we got to get off hot for Trey because he came off super slow in the first in the Texans game, and it made me nervous, man. Until he threw that bomb to Debo, I thought he's not having a good game. So especially in this one, we got to get off. We got to build his confidence early because if his confidence is not there and it gets tight, because it's going to get tight, I think he's going to make a big mistake in the second half. So we got to get him going.
Yeah, I think either way, they got to get either quarterback going. Real quick, we got 172 watching. If you guys can and haven't done so already, please subscribe, hit that bell notification, hit that like button. Helps out the algorithm. Appreciate you all for tuning in. Yeah, I'm with you, Viet. I think either way, they got to get those quarterbacks in a rhythm. Obviously, they have to run the rock. That is first and foremost. But at some point, either quarterback, whether it's Jimmy, whether it's Trey, they're going to have to make a throw. And a throw that is important and maybe a game-winning one. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Other than Trey, who do you think? I don't want to say X factor, but which one of our weaker links needs to really step up in this game? Because I know I think Debo and Kittle will show up. Trey will do enough to help us win, but maybe somebody at the corner position. I'm thinking like Ambry Thomas could really step up in a big moment like this.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got a lot of guys on COVID protocol, right? But let's assume that everybody can play. Yeah, I mean, personally, I would roll with Ambry as a starter. I'm benching Norman. I'm rolling with Ambry. I'm rolling with Mosley. That would be my starters. If those two guys can hold serve,
I would go with Ambry because, like Trey, look at Trey. Every time he plays, he gets better. Every time Ambry plays, he's getting better. Norman's not going anywhere. He just commits more fouls every day.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're absolutely right about that. It's that's the thing is a lot of people look at Ambry and they say, well, he got mossed in this situation, especially against the Falcons, like 3 times. I understand that, but the flip side of that is if you just go back and watch the film and you just focus on Ambry Thomas, play in and play out, he plays really well. He holds his own more often than not by a wide margin.
I think his downside is just experience and not having the confidence to play in the NFL. I think the talent's there.
Yep, I'm with you. I think the confidence is exactly what it is. So you got the Niners winning. You're going to be there. Enjoy it, brother. Enjoy it.
I always pick the Niners to win, so they better win because I want to be there, and a lot of fans like the trash talk especially the Rams.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, brother. You have a good one. Enjoy the game.
You too, man.
All right, man. Okay, Will, I'm going to get to you next. Let me just run through these super chats real quick, my guy. Twisted Eva, Jesse, Fire, I appreciate you. Let me show you some love. That's what we do around here. Real quick, anytime somebody donates. Next one is George says, I really don't have a comment. I just wanted to see the Carlton dance. He's requesting a dance, so I got to give him that one. Hold on a second. I appreciate you, brother. And then I got one more here. Pat says, yo, bro, Jesse, great content. I think Jimmy's thumb is going to get COVID from the secondary. Do you think the Rams sell out to stop the run? That's awesome. Yeah, I do. I really do think the Rams sell out to stop the run. And I think that's going to be tough. That's where Trey Lance can help things out. They don't know how to play Trey. They haven't played Trey. He does help out the run game. So for me, that's the advantage of playing Trey Lance. They have to run the rock one way or another. They have to figure it out. The Rams, it's a man thing. Like, let's be real. You're looked at as soft. If a team can come in and bully you and run 40 times, you're soft. Like, that's what it is. I am coming to the playground, mano a mano, and I'm going to roll you up. That's what's happening right there. So you don't want that to happen. You don't want to look weak. And the Rams are going to do everything they can. They don't want to hear Debo talking trash post game to Aaron Donald. They don't want none of that to happen. So yeah, it's a manhood thing. It really is. Snatching chains, just like Debo did in that game, holding the chain up. So they don't want that. One more, and then William, I got you. All right. William, whatever you prefer. What's up, my guy?
What's going on? You can just call me Will, Jack.
All right. Perfect.
How you doing? How you the New Year's kicking off?
Hey, happy New Year to you too. You called in not last week, but the week before, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. I got you. I remember now.
Yeah. I'm gonna make mine real quick and everything. I think the Rams are gonna show out not just because they're trying to play for the home field advantage. Who wants to keep hearing about, oh, this team has their number, You know, and it's an added bonus for them to actually put us out of the playoffs. So they're gonna just forget home field advantage. They're playing for their rep and the ability to put us out because they know it will doubly hurt. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Also, I know Josh Norman. He literally plays. I mean, we know Josh Norman is Josh Norman. But check this. Feel me on this mad scientist thought.
Okay.
Norman has played most of his career against who? Odell Beckham. Who has been his rival most of his career? Odell Beckham.
Odell Beckham,
Whose style of play do he knows like the back of his hand? Odell Beckham. Yes, Josh Norman is slow. He's old. But Odell Beckham is slow. He's old. And he's coming off an ACL tear. So I don't know. That could be a little matchup right there. But I'd still rather Dante Johnson be out there just for the security, or Mosley if he's ready to go. Also,
I think Mosley's pressing to play. I really think Mosley's pressing to play. So hopefully,
I sure hope he can play. I hope he can play. I hope he can. But just in case, if I'm gonna have to pick between the two, I'd rather go with Dante Johnson. Avery Thomas, I think he gets his first pick in this Rams game. He's been just that. He's just been a couple fingers, a little bit of grip from having that first one. I think he really probably gets his first pick in this Rams game. The other thing is, I think our players will play, or at least most of them will. I don't think they'll show up with any symptoms. I think we will get them back. I don't think Jimmy's gonna start. I think he's practicing Jimmy on the offset that Trey makes a lot of mistakes, and
you think he'll be like an emergency backup?
Yeah. Because I mean, who are you gonna give it to? Cedric? Who's back there? Like, I would rather have a 75% Jimmy than Sudfeld. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Yeah.
I think even when Jimmy comes, if Jimmy does start, Jimmy's not throwing the ball much. Jimmy's going to be handing off left and right. Jimmy just right now, and the thing that I think the keys of us winning this game is the defense is gonna our defensive line is gonna have to be putting pressure back there. We're gonna have to get back there to that QB. We're gonna have to make him throw that ball. We cannot give him time to get comfortable and start looking down the field and able to just, I'm just gonna willy-nilly. We gotta get at him and make him make decisions. Yes. Second of all, Ramsey's looking for Trey. Trey is still a rookie with only 2 starts in his belt. I'm not confident against him throwing against Ramsey. No, not at all. I think he needs to stay away from there. I know we'll like to feel, Trey does throw down the field, but with only 2 starts, I don't want to put that in Trey. I don't even want to set Trey up like that. Just give him.
I don't want veterans attacking Ramsey, let alone a rookie. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. I just give him the Jimmy Gimmies. Give him a couple of little pops. Get his confidence up. Draw it a couple of, run the ball. Eat the clock up. That's simple. Control the clock. Defense, apply pressure. That's simple. We have the receivers to make those nice little deep throws on, but we're gonna have to go on the other side of the field. Not against Ramsey. Not against Ramsey. I think Trey's not ready that. And that pass that Trey was trying to throw to Kittle in the Texans game, he was trying to do over the shoulder. He was trying to do an over the shoulder pass.
For sure. Yeah, he was.
And he just couldn't get the timing and he just couldn't get the timing right for it. The thing that really made me, I know a lot of people were happy about the Texans game, and I'm happy we got the win. But the thing that really upsets me about that Texans game is, imagine where Trey would be now. We would not be worrying about Trey and the Rams. He would have the experience. Imagine where he would be now with just 5 starts under his belt. If he can play like that with 2 starts, imagine 3 more. And we had chances to do that when we was in games where we were blowing out teams. The games were over, like Jacksonville, and we never even put him in the. You put him in the game with 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes on the clock, and then all he did was run. And I think Cal, like Cal said, he just doesn't know how to call plays for Trey. He's not used to a quarterback like that. He doesn't know what Trey can do, what he can't do in live action. And the reason the second half looks so different is because he's like, oh, we're down. I got to do something. I got to call plays to get us back in this game. So he had to take the training wheels off. At first, he was playing real conservative. That wasn't on Trey. That was on Kyle. Kyle was just real conservative. He didn't know what to give him.
I feel like Trey forced his hand a little bit too with the way that first half ended, which I think was great, right? Like that proved to Kyle that this kid could go do it, and he has to trust him. Before I get you out of here, William, because the timer's up, I got to know, do the 49ers win?
Oh, man. I'm a realist optimist. So part of me is like right Twix. I think we fall short.
Yeah.
The other part of me is left Twix, where I think it comes down to a very close game and we win by a touchdown or field goal.
Okay. That's fair. I think either way it's going to be close. I really do.
So I'm hoping for the left Twix. But that right Twix is just so heavy. You know?
I feel it. Hey, thanks for calling in. Thank you for being patient. I appreciate it. I know you're having the issues in and out. And hopefully we're talking next week after a 49er victory.
Hey, from your lips.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Have a good one.
Peace, man. All right. I got Tobin's here with 2 of them. He says, gotta get Kittle involved, period, regardless of the QB. Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea. Get your best players involved. I'll take that. And then love Trey, but Jimmy gimmies are not a gimme to Trey. Those plays are huge against the Rams. That's something to watch for. Have to get Kittle involved. I will say this. Trey Lance, in the 2 starts he has, 17 of 22 passing under 10 yards, 77%. If the plan is to play short, he can get it done. I'm confident he can get it done. So if that's what they want to roll with, then I believe that they can make it happen with Trey Lance at that 77% clip. I really do. But for your 2 donations, before I get to Reno, here you go. All right. My guy Reno, been very patient. Appreciate that. Face with that. Andy showed his face like a dummy. Golly. All right. Well, sorry about that, guys. Super, super frustrating. I hate to say it, guys, but when somebody does that, I got to cut the stream short. I got to go edit that out because basically that's what happened last time. Somebody came on, showed some stuff they shouldn't have. And when you say things like that, it'll get me banned. And I can't roll with it. So I apologize to all of you waiting. I got to cut the show short. I got to go edit that out. And I'm sorry. So, but first, let me get to George. Sorry, Jesse. I have to get back at you next week. All I want to say is if Jimmy starts, the Rams, want to play Jimmy more than Trey. Yeah, listen, the Rams, so I talked to a Ram guy. They do. They want to play Jimmy G. That's what the fan base wants. They prefer Jimmy G. They don't know what to expect from Trey Lance. So, yeah, that's what they want to do. Guys, I'm so sorry. I got to cut it short. I got to get that edited out before the channel gets cut again over something stupid like that. And you guys have a great night. If you haven't done so, please subscribe. And we'll be doing this again next Wednesday. Sorry, y'all.